Hello guys.
Alright, let's start.
This is Hello guys. This is gonna be our podcast T&D. My name is Tuang,
My name is Dalmay.
and so in this podcast we're just gonna talk about like recent events or like about business. Like when I say business, like just like analysis of the business. Gonna analyze the business and and then we're gonna talk about some experience, personal like experience, like just talk about I don't know dating, and
You
like,
guys will enjoy it. That's what he's trying to say.
And we just like I said, we're not professional advisor or anything. We're just gonna talk random, just for an entertainment purpose only. So don't get
Don't take it too
Yeah,
seriously.
don't take it too serious. If you don't go buy stuff when we recommend it, because we're not a financial advisor. We're just a random dude, a random like siblings right here. So
They're not people.
yeah, random people. We just just for fun
Mhm.
and pretty much yeah. So let's talk about one first topic. So the first topic is what is going on right now. What do you think is going on right now? In the world?
I think a lot of things are going on.
Yeah, a lot of things. A lot of things.
A lot of things are going on.
So let's talk about I don't know about business. Or you want to talk about romance? What you want?
I think romance. More people are interested in that.
Okay, well,
Romance. Because a lot of boys are single still for the summer. You know.
We are a singles. Don't
We
worry.
are single too. Don't worry.
Yeah, so like I think. So what do you think is like the most attractive trait a girl is looking for?
I think
What you think? In your opinion, I'm just asking for your opinion.
It's first when you look at a person, you don't look at their mind straight. You see their physical ability and physical self, right?
Yes.
So what I'm saying a girl is looking for first is their physical appearance.
Their physical appearance.
Yes.
I'm so sorry, guys. His physical appearance. So are you saying that so the bodybuilder are gonna have the best girlfriend? Is that what you're saying? Oh, is that what you're saying? Come on, you gotta say something. You can't. Why are you hiding, dude? Okay. What do you think? Tell me. So you saying physical appearance? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
Because when you see someone at first sight, you don't look at their mental straight away. You gotta look at how they look out from the outside.
Oh, so it's like first impression. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, basically.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Make a good first impression.
Yeah, I think for me, I think it's about personality. I think because I know like first impression is important, but you don't date based on that first impression. Like I think I like personality is more important. Like let's say I have let's say I joined like a lot of dating app like Tinder, that now Facebook created a new dating platform.
Mm-hmm.
I joined in. I don't know. I got like like 30 years over 30 years old like girl like just like me in my picture. Uh, but I think dating app just like weird because you just see the person and then what they write down and then their pictures. I think you can't see their personality, which is I think that's what I'm looking for. I think it's all about personality. I think it's hard to date from online. I think and especially I don't like it. I don't know why, but it is. I think to me it's personality. And so like let's rewind. Do you ever have like experience like that before or
No.
what? So somebody just look at you like your physique and they fall for you, is it something like that?
No.
Okay, so I mean let me tell about a little about my experience. Okay, so when I say personality, I feel like a story for like back in the days. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I think what you're saying is partly true because back in the day I was like kind of skinnier because I play soccer. I was fitter, and I think I have more girlfriend, like, to be honest. And yeah,
More
I think I have,
attractive
like,
to other.
well, I don't know about more attractive. I think it's like correlation, or maybe it's not causation, because I don't think just every bodybuilder have the perfect girlfriend. I think that's the wrong way to think about it. Yeah, but like I say, I think it's all about relation, because when you're like less skinnier, when you're like less fat, I think you are more active. You talk to people more. You socialize more. I think. Yeah.
Get more
So-
self-confidence, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, probably. And yeah, so like back in the days when I was in high school, I was dating like a Filipino girl, and so like just like I, because she was the only Asian in my school, so like we dated for like I wouldn't call it a date, but I'll still call it a date, because like I always like go home with her after school, and just like because her house is like really close to the school, and then I play soccer. I'm talking about high school freshman. I think freshman or sophomore year. Yeah. And the ironic thing was like I don't think like well like she even liked me or anything like that. I think her mom doesn't like me. That's what that is. And like she told her to stop dating, talk to me, and the ironic thing was she went to prom with my best friend. Not necessarily best friend, but like one of my soccer player. And so that was kind of like I don't know why, but it just that was one thing like shaped me as a person. Like really like if, people are different. Like I think generally, yeah, about personality. Like when you look at a girl, like you don't just say I love you in the first sight. I think it's all about movie. I think in real life you don't just look at a person and just start dating. I think you look for you trying to be friend with them, and you talk to them pretty much, and you show your interest, and making sure you guys also have like the same kind of interest, or maybe something related. Like let's say you do something together. I think that's really important. Doing it together. But yeah, I think and then like one more experience, like once I was like traveling, back in the days, like I don't know. It's just, I think what you say might be impression is like might be really important, because like I was like talking to like I saw her like, so, like that girl. I seen her like and we just like talk, and then I asked for like her messenger, and we start talking on Facebook, and I was like I don't know. It's kind of like a dating, because she told me she loved me, and I told her, and it was like. And then it was like it doesn't even last a month. I think we just like break up because we're living too far apart. That's one thing like dating also is like it's important. Like you like close relationship is more important than just like really long distance. I think because I don't see a point unless like you try to get married. I don't see a point. I think to me like dating just for fun. Like you trying to have fun with. When I say fun, I mean like being together, like going to movies,
Enjoying
like,
your young teen life.
Yeah, like just doing together. I like just singing a song together. I think to me that's what dating is. I don't think dating like long distance. And to me it doesn't attractive to me. I like long distance. I don't get it. Like unless you try to get married to them, like I don't get it. Like why are you like never? I mean you seen that person but they live far away. Unless you're gonna go there or they're gonna come here, I don't think you should do it. That's what I think. To me, it's more about proximity, being close to where you live, and having spent time together. Just do go movies, spend time, have fun, sing a song. I don't know. I think drive around for fun. I think those are like to me like my ideal dating type.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think those are all good ideas. I like them.
Yeah. And so let's talk about one more. Do you think what age do you think is appropriate to date a person? Do you think there should be like like appropriate age like to date, or just like I don't know, just like what do you think about that in general?
I
That
think
subject.
I think for me, if I was a parent of children, I think.
Oh no, just it doesn't have to be of your parent. Like just
My
you.
suggestion.
Yeah,
my
yeah. Like
ideal
what
belief.
you feel. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You're not because you're not a parent. Like you can't like
Yeah.
from other perspective.
I
Like
think-
from your perspective.
I think
of a
for
teen.
me, I think after high school, like during the high school, like after 10th grade maybe, it's okay to date, It's okay to love others, But below that, I think you're not matured yet, You, even though you think you are, you're not really.
Yeah, I really agree with it because, like, but you know, one weird thing was back then I was playing soccer in high school, and there was one of my friend. I thought they were sibling, but they were not. But actually, they will love each other. Like they love each other so much. Like she wait for him to finish the match. It's like she come to like his practice, you know. So, but I mean, that's like those kind of relationship are like, you know, it's rare, but I mean, it exists. But I mean, just like I said, I think around like high school age, like will be, you know, good age to date, mature enough. Because since you're gonna work part time, you're gonna have some money to go on a date, you know, just eat some burgers, stuff like that. I think it's really important. And also like I think I don't know what website exactly. I think I heard like there was one statistic that like you know most people don't marry like their high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
Or maybe like their first love, I guess. Yes, I think that's.
Yeah, I feel like most people who love early tend to break up with their first love, you know, because they don't last forever. They're not matured. Your mind changes, you know, what you think. Really, once you're matured.
Yeah, I think it's so true because like I said, like when you're in high school, you all look about appearance, and as you mature, you look more about their personality. That you know you trying to be a good friend, not just like a dating partner, just like being a friend first, and then you know move on that. I think it's really true. I agree with that. 100%.
Yeah, I think, most people change their mind around at the age of 21 because people say your mind is not fully developed until like you're 24 or 26, you know?
Yeah.
So like some people, you know, actually some Congress people, they want to change the law of drinking and driving, you know, driving and able to drink from the age of like 18 to 21 to like 24 and 26, you know, because your mind is not fully developed yet by scientific reason.
So like I mean, have you seen that like you know every athlete usually have a boyfriend and girlfriend? What do you think about that? Just like an average student, let's say you're just like average student that you don't play any sport, like you know, I mean, let's say you're in a good shape, but I think mostly if you're looking on average, like in high school especially, I think the people who play at least one sport usually have a going more date than the other. I think average student doesn't have any club. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's really true because it's all about your engagement and your involvement in stuff.
Yeah.
Think about if, for example, in high school soccer, right? If you score a goal, the next day once you go to school, they're gonna announce your name, right?
I mean,
intercom. They're gonna be like, that dude scored a goal. You know, congratulations.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get more engagement in you, you know, because you put that engagement and your hard work into whatever you did, you know, whatever sport and club, you know.
Let's say like you, I mean, let's say like you have a match, like they come and see you, and then you know you do some skill. I think and then like I said, it's some of a relationship. Let's say the more people you have relationship with, when I say relationship, it's being a friendship with other people. Let's say they invite you to a party or like you know like going up somewhere, and then you go there, like you're gonna meet a lot of people, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's important like to learn in high school. I think people should go on a date, play sport. I think it's all about because in college you gotta be serious, but in high school I think you should enjoy like be a kid, like you know just play sport, you know, just hang out with your friend, go on a date. If there's a girl you ask her out, or they like you or whatever that is, you know. Nowadays I mean it's either one can ask, right? It doesn't have to be a boy or girl. I think whoever asked in the first place. I think you should just enjoying that. But I'm not like if you can't find one, then like you're not like a you're not like a outcast or anything like that. I think you're just normal. I think like some people find earlier the middle, find some people later in life. So it does have to be. We talking about just one average, right?
And also about the topic of how you saying girls will ask out boys now too about the diversity. I feel like when I have children, you know, when I grow up, right, our children, when they get matured and are able to date, I feel like that diversity would turn into like they will be dating other ethnic groups, you know, other traditions, cultures.
Yeah, because like I say, my first date when it comes to like US was Asian. Like the first one was Filipino, the second one was the same as ours, and the third one was a Canadian girl. And it was a weird experience, like you know, like we drove somewhere together. Like she always bring me like a sandwich, during the after match, so I can eat it. And like, I mean, I couldn't really commit it. I think it's on me because like, when you arrive here, you haven't arrived for like too many years, like just for like what 1 or 2 years. It's like you haven't adapted this culture of like like going on a date. Like a girl is like more active than a guy. I think it's like almost like it's so different, culturally different from mine. So like you have to take. I wasn't able to like fully commit it, so I told her like I can't be with you, and she was crying, but I feel bad for her. And I think she's fine. She's a good person, and we just friends now. But back then I couldn't really commit. I think because like she it's almost like I mean she that like she's a different race, and she's like white, and I'm
Yeah,
like
it's
like
hard to
Asian.
adapt to new cultures.
Yeah, it's the cultural thing. I
Yeah.
think is to me it's like more important because like when you haven't like arrived that long, so like you have to adapt like grabs like what is in here, and then like back home like it's so different that just like you can't like fully commit it just in a year or two. That's why I mean she was like really good person, generally good person, smart, energetic, and think going so long with. But yeah, I think like you said, our kid is definitely gonna be adapting that
Culture
like
diversity.
well, yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with it. Like you're dating other race or other culture.
Yeah, if you can adapt to it.
Yeah, and the most important like just dating is in general like to me like dating like I'm not trying to get married, like like this, like when you see her first, like, hey, let's get married, like that's stupid. I think you just have fun, like I said, just have fun with fun. Like that's why it's proximities matter because right now, if you look at like where we live right now, there is not much like our race or like the Asian people. Like most of them, like all Asia, they all get married. Some even have kids now. You know what I'm saying? Like girls, like there's no like for me to like personal date. So like I have to look for other race, like like the white, the black, or like Hispanic. You know what I mean? So it's I think that's why I'm not trying to get married to them, but I could personally date. I don't mind dating them. You know what I mean? Because like just like I said, dating is just have fun, like go movie together, do something together. But for me, like marriage is like more thicker. I think I want since I'm like first generation like here, I just want to like my my similar culture background. I think I focus more on the marriage on that side. But otherwise dating, I really don't mind. I like no, I don't care about religions as long as like they accept me, as a genuine person. But for marriage, like it's a whole different topic. I think, like I said, dating is just for fun to me. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think when you date, you have diversity, right? But marriage, you're gonna be there for life, ride or die. So you're gonna have to be there for life. So you want to really think about it and really digest your decisions. Are they really the one? Are they gonna do this? Are they gonna do that? Are they gonna be good? Are they gonna take care of my children?
Yeah, I really respect people like who like marries like different her culture or religion or race. I think it's I mean it's always like this conflict of like the other side not believing they trusting the other side, and then like the other side not trusting the other side, and also like the cultural difference of it, like and like mostly I think it's harder to communicate. But like I said, like the second generation, they don't mind it because they already adapt to this American culture. But as like we here, like I think it's hard for me to adapt. When I say adapt, it's not like I'm talking about marriage, like stuff like that. I'm not just like simply, but for like just work purpose, other stuff. Yeah, of course you gotta follow the rule. Right? You know what I mean? And yeah, I think it's important that you like you say you pick wisely because you're not gonna spend a summer or like a year with her, like you're gonna spend the rest of your life basically, right? You're not doing a contract or anything like that. You're fully committed, and yeah, I think you should definitely take time. But I have this what you say, like the idea of like what do you mean by the one? Do you think there's really the idea of the one? I don't believe in the idea of the one. I really
I don't think that's the one.
Yeah, it's like I think it's more about movie entertainment. Really, like I don't think there's that one person.
Yeah, it's a made-up vocabulary word.
Yeah, oh yeah, make up idea. I feel like think about like it doesn't make sense. Like think about what do you mean the one? Like I really think it's more like how like you guys fit into each other personality, or like being friend with them. I don't think there is one girl that I miss her, I can live without her. Like I think those are like just a movie. But like I'm not nothing wrong with the
But
movie. If it entertains you. But
from what I know, people who say they're like, when a boy's dating a girl and they say they're the one, they're usually the one that doesn't have experience in love. They're probably their first love, their second love. They probably don't have experience.
Yep. I think that's what I'm saying. I think you should date like a lot of people, because like the more you date, like the more experience you have, which is a good thing. I'm not saying like just to break up with a person tomorrow, the next day, stuff like that. But like I said, it's important to have a mix of dating experience. But this idea of the one, I don't think it exists. I think you can just like any girl or a guy or whatever you gender you're like. You can just date that person or marry that person. Just they don't have to be, the one. Let's say it doesn't work out. Let's say you guys are like already engaged and it doesn't work out. You don't have to be crying somewhere else. I think you just can't find other person. And like this idea of the one just like really is made up. I think you just have to find a person that fits your personality, and you fit the other, and like you can mutually agree on something, and then you should decide. And I think that's what I'm thinking. But I don't know. So what else you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I think what you say, the one is not really existent word. It's not really a realistic and knowledgeable word that you should be using. Yeah.
But so like, let's talk about like online dating. Like let's say
virtual long distance.
Yeah, long distance. Like let's say I see a girl, I found a girl on Instagram, okay? It's like I'm trying to talk to her. Like she won't give me a chance. Like what do you think about that? Like
I think,
is that a bad thing? Is that a good thing? What do you think about that? Since like we live far from each other, like I can't physically go there, but like we can talk on social media. What do you think about that?
I think, like what you say, the long distance online virtual, right? I think preferably, right, you should not do that. If you're gonna try to do that, then if you like that girl, to just move or like go travel to her state, or city.
Yeah.
Don't try to do virtual, because it's really unknown. You're unknown to them. It's like a stranger, basically. How your parents say, don't talk to strangers, and now stranger danger. So they don't know you, so just go be a nice person, be friendly. Be talkable, be knowledgeable.
Yeah, I agree with that, definitely. I think, for me, I think that girl is like, cute, like everything like that I like, But like since like we live far away, recently I thought about it. It's like, what's the point of like, it's like what's the point of dreaming about going to Mars, like if you can't go right now, like it doesn't make sense to me. But not necessarily, you're not dreaming about it. I think it's gonna work someday, but morely like you should focus on right now current environment instead of the future. So like, what do you think about like in environment as a student, like that virtual learning? Do you think like how do you navigate that?
For virtual learning
for you, or just in class what is easier, like get a little more experience? Talk
I think for virtual learning, for me, I'm a middle schooler right now, going to high school. For virtual learning, I think for most middle schoolers, right, it was difficult for them, because they're middle schoolers. You barely learn anything, right? You were not really matured yet. You're just hitting puberty, maybe if you're in 8th grade, So everything, your mind changes, what it's thinking, You might be more sleepy, you might be more tired. So you can't wake up at that 7:30 your teachers are saying, right? Also, not about the waking time, about the work, the assignments. I feel like the assignments, especially for like reading and writing, where you have to read articles, and like write paragraphs. I think those are some difficult ones for other students, some students. But for like the math one, I think they're pretty easy for me, But yeah, I feel like for most students, virtual learning is really difficult.
I think because like we weren't prepared. Like it's not like we're like, let's say 1, 2, 3, let's go learn virtual learning. It was a force, like because like the COVID lockdown, everybody have forced to stay at home. So it was a force. It was not like a voluntary gradual process of it, I think. And yeah, like I'm a university student right now. I think for me, it was hard at first because like to me, but now like I have like in the classroom is better for me. I can be friend with other people. Like, it's hard to be friend with virtual because like you just see their names and like especially if you use a Microsoft team, like you just see their name and you don't see that person. Like
you just see the bubble, the bubble.
Yeah, just like you just start talking that you don't know like who that is. Like you can't really trust. Like
Like if you're trying to flirt with a cute girl in your class, it might be her boy, her brother, or something.
Yeah, something like that. So I think but as we do like a semester or two now, I think I'm pretty like much adapt to it. It's easier for me to like in class like hybrid. I think I really like hybrid because like I can let's say if I can go to class, I have a recording, so like it's there, so like I don't miss anything. I think over like testing also, like you can just take tests at home or like in person. I think that's really worked. I think that's really helped to me about that. So what do you think about like during the COVID? What you learned a couple or two, or what you want to say something about this whole thing? Like I'm not saying about the vaccine or anything other like that. Just like the experience of like your experience of it. Does it change anything? Did you learn anything lesson about
I feel
this?
like during COVID, I learned that like you or the country can face randomly hardships, random hardships that you don't expect, because hardships, why would you want hardships? You don't expect it,
Yeah.
It's unexpected. But the unexpected, you want to learn how to adapt to it, how to cope with it, how to deal with it, So like, yeah, I feel like COVID-19, it could have been dealt better, but it is what it is, things happen for a reason, and yeah, I think that's what led us to now we're here,
Yeah, to me, like pandemic, I think it's important that I learned that it is important to always prepare for unexpected, because like we weren't expecting COVID, like before like 2020, like I was like January 2020 to February 2020, like we look at if we can look at our Facebook, like we seen like China people like start on the street, like just start literally like laying down. I think I saw that, and then I wasn't expecting that it would be such a big deal because like if you have you'll be so rich right now because like you just like short the market and just like start buying one after that. But like I said, nobody can prepare for it. I think we don't know like, and then people start dying here. Like a lot of people or old people, like and then some people like rumor about young people can get it and everything. It's just all bungled up. You wear a mask. And like that toilet paper shortages, it was like just everybody. Toilets was even like over $100. I think some people from online, and then it was like
hand sanitizer. One per bottle was like $50.
Yeah, definitely. And I was like,
it's not good.
Some people think, or some people in the I was once during the COVID, the highway was clear. Like there was like at least one or two cars. It's usually like cluster called like 100 or 20.
Yeah, traffic.
Traffic was, and then I was listening to a radio, and it's like that girl was talking about to the radio. It's like you should build that like underground like facility just so like the world's gonna end like like
doomsday.
It's like doomsdays like bunkers like. And then I was like, now it's like everything almost like I don't know if there's a still Delta variant like too dangerous, but I think like it's right now I think it's more less scary than what it actually is right now because I think it's more. What do you say? It's more safer, especially like if you get a vaccine.
We adapt protective.
To it. Yeah, and then you adapt to it. Like you say, it was unexpected, but we adapt to it.
Basically, in life, nothing really changes. It's just we adapt to it. Because think about it. For example, we adapted to computer learning. You know how people used to analog like. A computer was as big as a house, but now computers can fit in a small table,
Right.
We have adapted to it, Nothing has really changed. There's some computers that are as big as a house still, but we just adapted to it, more efficient.
And also one of the things like to me about the COVID is like everything always get better, as time go by. Like I think because imagine like being on 2020 like March. April, May, like like that's like the worst. People start dying, like the gym closed, the restaurant closed. But as time go, like it's always better. That's why I always say like one of my motto is like the future is gonna be always better than the past. If we think about like United history, like United States history, like think about back in the 1800s, like people were like slave, and now like and then in the 60s there was a civil rights movement, and now it's like like there's no more like all this like there's still racism in the country, but there was like almost like better, always like from the time like 1800 to like now, like we all are more free, more inclusive.
Yeah.
If you work hard enough, you can be successful in any field. So I think and also like the United States is like we are really good, one of the best country, because we are like a multiracial country. Like we are like a melting pot. Like we accept people from other country, because like that's really good thing, because people are motivated, like immigrants are motivated to working hard. They are like they study harder, they are smarter. So like it's always a help to seeing that. And then like I said, because we are like more people, more culture here. We are better at producing a vaccine. Like we have more money to do research. And yeah, I think like this kind of like pandemics, like once in a century like thing.
Yeah, it's really rare.
Yeah, it's real. It's really weird, because you don't know the virus. I like every rumor go out. I like make people scared. But at the end of the day, you should always listen to facts, and not trying to get your idea, or just people trying to make a political way, like political like instrument to the
Yeah,
public.
about that creating it. How people some make a theory that like a lab in China created, right? Or like that food market in China created, right? But in everything combined, it's just whatever happens. It happens for a reason,
Yeah,
It happened because of something. It happened.
Like,
So you don't need to put a blame on anyone else. It just happened.
yeah, everybody suffer to me, like but if they have to find out, I mean, that'll be a big deal. But at the end of the day, I think we should, like, as a country or as a world, as the whole like earth, like we should always try to get together, always like being a partnership. Having a partnership is always better than being alone. It's like working together as a team. So like we hope like we don't like U.S. and China, like they will get better relationship, because at the end of the day, I mean you're the biggest global power, and the second biggest, like it's like hating each other will be not it's not gonna be anyone's favorite. It's gonna hurt
Insufficient.
both. Yeah. So like, and then it's like it's always better to be working collaborative instead of just being by yourself. So I think at the end of the day, that's my hope. And yeah, so you want to talk about another subject? What do you think about?
I think we should talk about like how the economy was during this pandemic, and like how it went up, it went down, and how the AMC GameStop,
The AMC thing, it was crazy, because like think about it, the GameStop is a stock that GameStop is a stock. GameStop is a stock that like they sell like a store, like almost like retail store. And but what happened was, it's like shorting the market is basically you have a share of the company, and you borrow that share and you sell it, and so like if the price go down, you make money.
Yeah.
But the price can only go down. Let's say it's $10, it can go down to $1. So like your profit is limited, but your loss is unlimited. Let's say if that $10 go to 100, you're losing $90.
Yeah.
So what happened was, this Melvin Capital, they short the stock, and the other hedge fund, they short the like over 100% of the GameStop. And what happened was, when people know that, people start buying the stock. So like if you start buying it, and then it went up, right?
Yeah.
So it went up. So like let's say it was $2 or $3, like it went up to like $10. So like, and then the people now have to cover their losses, so they start buying the stocks, and eventually like went up to like over $300. So it was like, that's what people call short squeeze. It's just like it got squeezed, because they were assuming, because of the COVID, everything is gonna go down. But since people start targeting them, the stock went up and they covered their losses, went to heaven. And then there was the one with the person, I think he made like over like
48 million.
Yeah, 48 millions. I mean, he definitely got his life changed. I mean, and then now that Melvin Capital, they lost like over 41% of their capital, like at least like 5 billion. I think 1 billion or 5 billion, something around like that. I mean, you're talking about billion, like
they basically ambushed them.
Yeah, I mean, you are having the worst nightmare that you can have as a hedge fund. So like, that's what I'm saying. Like in investing, to me, I don't want to short. I think shorting is really bad because, well, no, it's not bad. The act of it, I think
it's not a knowledgeable
because
method.
it's bad because it's unlimited risk. You know, so let's say if there's a distressed company, you want to buy the senior secured debt. So like, you know, if bankrupt, you got the most money you have. And so I think, yeah, there's also bankrupt, like a lot of company went bankrupt. I buy debt, the bond, it went to zero. I lost like a couple money, and I did option. I'm telling you, option is bad. I lost like five, I think 1,000, at least. Like I lost like 1,000 on the option, and then I stopped the option because like it's crazy. Like, you know, like you think easy money, people on the TikTok, like Instagram, on Facebook, like, you know, start making options. Like they seem like look easy, so you try to do it.
The
It doesn't work
unexperience.
out. Yeah. It's just like, I think a lot of people lose money too. You know what I'm saying? In the stock market, like a lot of people make money. A lot of people lose money because at the end of the day, stock market is basically two people exchanging. Like, let's say you buy the share, you get the money. I buy the share, you get the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's all about trading. So it's not about the hedge fund or anything. It's just like between everyone, basically. So, and to me, I think it's the best way to make money in stock market, just to long the company, like do specific research on that company,
Know what you're doing.
yeah, and
Getting
and yeah, just like stay there for 5 years. Like if the stock price go down, doesn't mean it's gonna change the company. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. If it went up $10 today, it doesn't change anything.
Exactly.
Unless like, you know, there's some disaster happening. But
Some, like,
otherwise,
AMC and stuff.
every day stock market is like a what Warren Buffett said. Like it's a drunk. You know, it's a drunk dude. He always come to, like, you know, you give you a discount. You just have to wait patiently and then make a lot of money out of it. That drunk person. You basically, yeah. I think that's why I'm mostly long on the stock market. Like, so like, let's talk about like specific, like, you know, company that I invest in right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Talk about your portfolio.
My portfolio. Currently, I'm losing money, of course, right?
Down.
And it's currently down, but like, you know, like I'm investing in most of my over half of my portfolio is in Alibaba, and to me, like, it's all like they're the company, like, is good, doing well, you know.
Yeah.
But people lose here. The U.S. people, like investors, lost their interest on because of the government, and like, my bet is basically, I think, you know, the U.S. and China relationship won't be as bad as I think. And of course, there's only one risk that I see, is like the risk of being delisted from the U.S. stock market. Let's say the government did something, they're gonna be delisting the stock. So that's like the only risk I have. But otherwise, I think that Alibaba is like on the top of their, you know, competitive. Like, it's like betting on Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, I mean, he's the top, you know, like.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, if you just like cancel from playing, that would be like, you know.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So like, that's the same thing to me. Alibaba right now, what I see, I think the only risk I see is, like, you know, the company being delisted from the stock market. Otherwise, I think they will be just doing fine. I mean, they have a big e-commerce like Amazon, you know. They have a cloud business. They invest in startup. I think they're gonna make so much money. And think about, you can't really like deny China is like they have more population than the U.S. They're gonna consume more money and more data.
They're gonna make more, lose more. You know?
Yeah. That's why I think the future is bright for China. I think, but I like I said, that's why I'm buying, like, you know, the Alibaba. But like the guys, like, this is not like investment advice or anything. I'm not an investment advisor. Do on your own risk. Do your own research. Yeah, but and then some more stock. I'm betting on the economic recovery, like Yelp, you know, like Groupon, like GoPro. I think those are like recovery stock. I say GoPro. GoPro is a camera company.
Content
right?
creators,
Like
maybe use it.
Yeah, it's like because of the lockdown, nobody go out and just create, like, take a picture. Now it's like
People are
lockdown
starting
almost like
back.
over. People start to go back. They're gonna do, like, you know, crazy things because they're lockdowns. Like, they wanna go jump. They wanna go surfing. Like, you're gonna. I think their sales gonna go up. But and also the Groupon. Like, Groupon is like a discount company.
Coupon.
Yeah, coupon.
Discount.
Yeah. As a group, you can get a coupon. So like, as a economic recovery, like people start to gonna go out, get a coupon, do something about it. Also like Yelp, be like, that local business come back now. It's almost like local business come back.
Yeah, the ratings are really
the
special
rating,
for
the
people
review
now since
for
they're starting to
people
eat out.
Yeah, I think like Yelp is like really like good company because like if you have an iPhone, iOS phone, then if you look up on the map, like I mean if you find a restaurant, there's always like Yelp review, like which is really help. Like they are almost having like Apple, like whoever uses Apple or like already converged to like Yelp almost. It's like they are like almost like monopoly in that sense, which is a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's why I think I'm really like zoom in on that. Yelp, but that list 1, 2, 3, 4. I think GoPro, Groupon, Alibaba, and Yelp. So yeah, I only have about 4 stock in my portfolio. I believe in like I believe in concentration portfolio, like just a few company, betting heavy on those will outperform because I think like otherwise I think for average like investor I think they should just invest on what they should just invest on index fund, like S&P 500. Like
it's like how this one news station, right? They did an experiment of how a person in traffic. So they did one person weaving through traffic going to a destination, right? The same destination. Then another person going to traffic but staying in the same lane, not really switching lanes, right? And then they found out that they drove the same cars to the same location, right? They found out that the person who was weaving got there first, right? But the person who was going in the same lane, right, being safe, he got there almost the same time as the person weaving.
Yeah,
and much more in a safer manner.
Yep. That's why it's S&P 500. It's really important. And yeah, I was gonna talk. Let's talk about what I was gonna talk about something else. Do you have any topic that you want to talk about?
Not really.
I was gonna talk about the so like as a like as a young person looking up, like what do you think as an opportunity like after COVID, like to start a business or to do something interesting? What do you think is the opportunity?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunities after COVID because jobs are gonna be open, and also right now like AI is getting more intimate and more popular. AI there's robots everywhere. In like not in the U.S. in Japan, people are using the robotic like mini carts to deliver food to other people. The orders. So like I feel like after COVID, there's gonna be more AI, more innovation. For example, SpaceX. They'll be able to hire more workers, maybe and improve their goal to Mars.
Yeah, when you talk about AI, I think it's like I said, technology is gonna change the future. Let's say, imagine back in the days, like coffee makers. Let's simply put it, coffee maker.
Yeah.
People make coffee by hand. Now, like thinking about it, all of them got broke. they lost their job because I'm not bad about it, but they lost their job because of their coffee machine. So the AI is gonna change a lot of jobs. At the same time, there's a lot of jobs that AI can change, like cooking, like still like doing dishes. No, a machine can't cook. Like it's hard for a machine to cook. So like.
It's like how
there's gonna be a lot of automation is gonna come. Like it's not to be scared of it. I think you should be more optimistic because you do like doing hard labors like construction. If you think about it, like people like mixing the concrete stuff like that. If you're doing with labor, it's really hard. But when the machine does that, it's helping the human so much. And then your production like your productivity increases. So. To me, like technology changes, like really, you should welcome it. You should look opportunity. You should look for like where you can be like participate. Because if you're like really scared about all the jobs gonna be automated, like I think you are having negative perception. Think about it. Imagine a horse in a car. Imagine we just still ride a horse. We're not gonna be this, that's fast, more productive than driving a car. But because we have a car, we are more productive.
Yeah, about the horse. You know how you said we used to ride horses? But now there are people owning tons of horses on ranches, and so horses are still being used, but not in the manner they used to. It's like how AI, it might replace some humans, but the humans still need to make the AI, so it might be more mechanics, more industrial workers, like that.
Yeah. So like to me, my perspective is like you should always like welcome technological change. Like let's say flipping burgers can be automated. It's gonna help so many people because like I think AI is gonna change like those kind of jobs, like the tedious job.
Mm-hmm.
But the creative part, like being a singer, being an artist, like those kind of like creative job, will always exist. But I think that tedious job, like doing machine lifting, like every 5 minutes you start lifting stuff.
And also, I think AI, if they're programmed really well, you know, they can replace construction workers and help build like you can put an AI chipset in a crane and that can operate it by itself. You know, like when to lift the material up, when to put it down, you know, when to screw it in, you know.
Yeah. So like my whole thesis on that is like I think you should be always optimist on the future.
Yeah.
Technology is gonna change a lot of jobs. It's gonna automate a lot of jobs. It will be the better for humanity because imagine like coffee machine, a car versus a horse. Like we went through so much, but we are more productive than ever. And let's talk about unrelated subject. Let's talk about like the space travel.
The mission to Mars.
No. It was Virgin Galactic. You know that.
Oh, the billionaire.
Richard Branson. What do you think about that? Or do you think that was inspirational? Or did you learn anything from it? Did you inspire to go there one day if you have a chance?
Yeah, I feel like
about it.
It was really, you know, eye-catching, you know, and eye-boggling to see how he got up like to 4 minutes into zero gravity, you know.
Right.
Not really into space, but in zero gravity, because you can't really reproduce the real effect of zero gravity on Earth, you know. You will need to use different equipment, which is not authentic, you know. You want the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
So he got to experience zero gravity, basically space, for 4 minutes. It's really eye-opening, and I think, really good for the next generation of innovation of space travel and tourism.
Yeah. So like, would you want to go if you had a chance? Like.
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I want to go.
Yeah. Okay. Like to me, I think it's really a big step for humanity. Like let that private citizen can do that much because space was a government. NASA was a government program. So now that people as a private take more responsibility, it's always the better if you have competition or if you let the human like a private citizen do it instead of the government doing it.
Like what you say. You know how the competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Elon Musk was sending the people to the space station, right? The ISS, he had a competition with Delta, right? The airline company. They were also creating a capsule, right? The Crew Dragon capsule, like Elon Musk created. They were creating a capsule, but Elon Musk created it faster, so they got the deal from NASA. You know, the multi-million-dollar deal from NASA, which was a competition. You know, which is good.
Yeah, and competition is always good for innovation. I think the better one should always come on top, and I think, like I said, I think the space is. I want to go there one day. Like, not just on the space. I want to go to the moon. Like, you know, I posted like a story on like a dude. He was on this on the moon, during that back then when they went to the moon. That was a picture taken. I posted on my story. I really like inspired to go there one day. I think it will be just like a normal airplane, you know. You go there, you stay there for like an hour, you come back to the earth, you know. To me, I think it's possible. I think it will open up so much. The future. Like, you know, there's so many things to do outside the future. You can mine stuff, you know, you can space travel, you can make money by you can do like Starlink, you can plan internet so that people can see it. And I think doing those things, I really respect like Richard Branson, like, you know, putting the money where their mouth is, doing themselves, inspiring other
innovating.
people. Yeah, I always, as a kid, like, you know, back then when I was in high school, there was my science teacher. I got like science reward because I was so interested about space. I keep asking more questions, like I keep thinking about the future. I like when you look at the space, like imagine like we just one tiny dot out of the universe. Like it changed your thought of it. Like why
perspective.
Why are we supposed to hating each other? Like, you know, the racism, like the bigotry each other, the hatred. for like other people, like why can't we get together? We are not that much humanity, like on the earth. Like we should be loving. We should be working together as a group and working toward doing more as a human like person, and then working as a group. I think it's like doing those kind of outrageous at the same time inspirational thing to do. I know Mike Bonsner. I think that's, I don't know how to say it, but he's I took a pill in the beast. That the singer. I really love his story because like he walked across the United States, and he went to, now he's currently, he already climbed Mount Everest. So like I want to do that one day. I want to walk across the United States. I think it would be fun. You should do it if you want to. But I think just like it's the idea of it, like just experiencing different culture, different terrain, because it's shaped. Like you just see experience a lot. I think like one of my goals is like to explore the world, like just to travel, different country, different culture, different religions, like just to be open-minded, like and like the world is not just one place or one thing. You should not be stuck in one place. You should travel. That's why I always hope for. That's why I want to walk across the United States. I want to climb Mount Everest. I want to go to the deepest ocean. I want to go diving. I want to go to space. Like I want to do all those crazy things because we only live once. Like this is the only chance you have. There's not like pause and it's like, oh, I want to go back to 5 years. So like there's like no chance of it. Like you gotta do it now, and you gotta do it right, and you gotta do it smart. You don't want to die like going there. Like of course you want to do it smart. If you're gonna climb Mount Everest, you're gonna practice some working, some running, some climbing. You know what I'm saying? Like of course you're gonna practice. You're gonna be prepared, but you know what I'm saying. You should do those. To me, like I think we should do like those kind of goals. Like
you should,
out of normal goal.
Change your perspective on things. You're like how you should be grateful. How you should be really inspired. In creative in your own mind. And how you can do that.
And like the weird thing, let's talk about like the weird thing was like it's not just that doing the outrageous game. It started with like the small stuff. Like yesterday we went like 2 miles. Like I was tired as hell. Like when you start up miles, like I was like, should I stop? I'm just gonna walk. Like and then I was like no, I'm gonna one step at a time. Just one step at a time. I keep telling myself like one step at a time. I can't stop. Like I'm gonna keep going. If I die, I'm gonna die right here. Like that's kind of mentality that I have. Like I know it's a 2 mile, like it's easy for other people, but like when you're like big fat, like it's hard for you to run 2 miles. Like and when you did, like it's like I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going. Like I'm gonna keep going, whatever that is. Like I'm just gonna keep going. Like and then after like a mile and then a half, like I think my body just become numb to the pain. I was like I'm running. Like I wasn't running that fast though. I'm just like running like grandma running style. And like you're not fast or you're not slow. Like it's faster than walking,
but you're moving.
It's slower than it was faster than walking and slower than like just actually running. But I mean I was on the medium, the average pace. But I just keep pushing myself. I think to me like it's really interesting. Like you just how much your brain or your body is like for your brain. Like that's why some people say the sky's the limit, but I don't think it's your mind is the limit. To me, it's like your mind. Like you just like keep say, oh, like it's hard for you to run 2 miles, but if you just keep pushing it. But you can't like say without like I'll give you a background. Like of course we've been running a miles for a while now, so like it's not a hard like really hard
impossible task.
Yeah, but like you don't want to do like you stop doing exercise and the next day you want to do like 1 2 miles, like you're gonna die. Like it's gonna be really hard. So of course you have to be prepared to get in a step. But like I said, it's all like pushing hitting the boundary, like open it up. And I think it's really inspiring. Also like, what do you think about the idea of like learning new language? Like back in high school, when I passed my ESL, I learned Spanish. And then it's like one time I was in my community college. There was one lady, Spanish lady. She was lost. She don't know where to go, and she was speaking Spanish, and I can't understand what she's saying. And it's like I know where the ESL is for her. I was like follow me. I told her in Spanish, like what I'm saying. And then like that, like I feel like learning new language gives you a different perspective.
Yeah.
And not just English. I'm talking about different perspective. Like especially one thing I remember from my professor, my high school Spanish teacher was he was like the real thing. The language is all about communication and all about understanding. If you don't let's say you don't know like let's say a specific word, to communicate, you can go around it or under it. You know what I'm saying?
Like an action.
Yeah.
Like,
No, like a word. Like if you don't know something specifically, you can move around it. You know, it doesn't have to be one straight word. And you don't have to be scared. You should just talk to them. You know, people generally listen to you. So I think it's just like also like learning new language. One language I think I want to learn is like Spanish. I really want to be good at it because I think it's like there's so many Spanish like people in speaker person in the United States. So like you can have more friends just instead of English. Also like I want to learn some Chinese, some Russian, you know, some Indian like you know it's always about expanding your mind, like just like you know getting out. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think what you said, learning a new language, like you know, I'm learning music right now, right? You know, I'm learning how to sheet read, right? Read the notes on the sheet. That is like learning a new language too, you know. And computer programming, right? Coding is also learning a new language. So learning a new language is really inspiring and new perspectivizing your brain, you know, thinking in a different way, you know, oh, that might be that, or you know how to do that. So yeah, I think it's really unique and nice.
Yeah, like learning sign language, like you know, it's a whole different language. Like you know, just like the sign language, like do this, like this is love, you know, like this is love. So like I don't know, like to me, I think it's amazing, like to learn different language to explore. Just you gotta be open-minded. At the end of the day, that's what I'm thinking. Like you gotta be open-minded. Like you just be like close-minded, like open-minded is always the best. And one last thing you wanna say before we head out. Alright guys, it's time. Alright, take care. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Take care guys.